Hello to all of my fellow TTCers, those who I've met from the beginning, the middle, and all of the amazing new subscribers who have just joined my channel while I went missing on YouTube. So hello everyone, and before I start letting you guys know how my holidays went and where Jason and I are at in our TTC journey today, I just most importantly wanted to wish all of you guys out there a very, very happy New Year. This is my first vlog of 2013, so it is very important that I wish all of you guys out there a very, very healthy, happy, prosperous, supportive 2013. And I can't stress enough how amazing this community is, and I am so happy to be back vlogging again, a whole new year, and sharing with you all my journey. So I just want to give you a quick rundown of how our holidays were. There was some great parts to the 2012 holiday season, and then there was a lot of sadness and a lot of rough times during December, the month of December. So I guess I will start off with the positive. The positive is that I ended up getting a new job. Yay! A job at a company where I used to work back in November, but in a totally different department. And the most amazing thing about this job is that it is full-time. And that's something that when I made the transition from working in television and getting a temp job and doing more administrative duties, that was my goal. Jason was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, and I was diagnosed with endometriosis and family. Like, your priorities change when you're diagnosed with severe illnesses. And my whole thing was, okay, I've got to change my priorities. So, career is not at the top of my list. I need a job that I can work normal hours. I don't have to work long extended hours like I did at my previous job. A job where I had full-time benefits to take care of, Jason, and to take care of myself, and a job that would support the family planning process. And I'm so blessed that I'm working and it's a full-time gig, and there's security and there's all these great benefits attached to this job. So that's a great thing. Another great thing is that the holiday season was, in terms of dealing with being infertile and how horrible the holidays can be when it's such a family-oriented and kid holiday. Struggling with infertility this Christmas season was so much more better than 2011 Christmas season, because I had established this YouTube channel and I had met so many other amazing women, couples who are dealing with infertility, that the sadness that I felt in 2011 and dealing with my infertility was so much more bearable, because I knew of others that were going through the same thing and that would have the same feelings during the holiday season. So I can't thank you guys enough for helping me survive one of the most hardest holidays to go through when you are struggling to conceive. And also, not only that, Jason and I, we've been attending infertility support groups in the city that we live in, and it was really nice. We had, like, you know, for the month of December, our infertility support group had a party where we brought snacks in, and we could all share tears and laughter and just talk about the raw emotions that are felt during the holiday season when you are struggling to conceive. So if any of you guys, I really suggest attending a support group in your town or the city that you live in. It's just really nice to be in a room where you can see other people, you know, in the physical flesh, and see them talking about their infertility struggles. It's such a amazing energy. And also, I mean, obviously this community is amazing as well, but if you guys have the courage and the strength to also step outside and hit up a support group in your area, I strongly suggest that. So that was really great. And then my mom and my 12-year-old nephew came up and spent a couple of days with us during the holidays. So that was so amazing, and it was just really nice to hang out with them. Now, I guess the sadness of the holidays for Jason and I was, I guess, the most saddest of all is my dad suffers from dementia, and it's been getting worse in the last year, or just recently his dementia has been getting really bad. And to begin with, I don't really have a very, I don't really have a great relationship with my dad. The relationship is a very sad and hard one to talk about. So basically, in a nutshell, for the last, you know, practically most of my life, I have tried to establish some sort of relationship with my dad, and it was never successful, and definitely will not be successful now, as he is struggling with dementia. And when Jason and I went to see him this, I think it was like the third week in December, a couple of days after I did my last vlog, we had a visit with him, and most of that visit, he didn't even know who Jason was, and he didn't even know who his own daughter was. So I don't know if you guys have anyone, family members, friends who are struggling with Alzheimer's or dementia, but when that person that you love so much, in my case, my dad, doesn't even recognize you anymore, it was very, very heartbreaking, and it was very disturbing to experience that. So that's one of the reasons why I just had to be MIA for a bit on Project BIB, because obviously dealing with my illness of having stage 4 endo, as well as battling infertility, and as well as Jason having Marfan syndrome and what that means in terms of his health and, you know, passing down Marfan syndrome to our children, dealing with my dad not even remembering me at this point, which I know it's not his fault, but the fact that we didn't really have a great relationship, and now it's to the point where he doesn't even remember me, really put me in a dark place. And during that time of me coming to terms with the fact that my dad may forget me, I was in the middle of interviews for this job that I would end up getting. So I really had to rely on the support of Jason, my girlfriends, who I call them my safe girls, and my mom, to give me the strength to put my sadness of, you know, I guess the sadness of my TTC journey, so Project BIB, and put the sadness of what I was experiencing with my dad aside, so I could have the strength to prep for all of the interviews, all of the technical tests that my job wanted me to do. I had to do a criminal background, like they had to run a criminal background check. It was an intense interview process. So I had to really put myself in a space where I had to separate myself from Chiara as a daughter to my dad, Chiara who has endo, who's infertile, and those are very sad parts of Chiara, and then really try to bring out, which I didn't really have much of from everything that was going on, bring out the career Chiara, that girl who's somewhere deep inside, to shine through all of my interviews that I had. And I felt like I was back in university. It was such an intense interview process. And I mean, I'm so proud that I got the job, because I must say, like, it was one of the hardest interviews that I've ever had to do in my life. And that hard work pays, because it pays off, because I'm now an employee at this company and I have great benefits. There will be some drug coverage for the fertility medications that I will have to take when I start IVF. There is a maternity plan. There is a pension plan. It is a very great company, and I'm so happy that it's the simplest things. I'm so happy to be back where I have a job that is secured, right? Like I have security, and a job that, you know, when it's time for Jason to have open heart surgery, you know, we have the benefits to cover him in a private room and to cover his medications and his aftercare, and for me to help me with the whole IVF process, and not only that, but dealing with my endometriosis. So covering stuff such as acupuncture. Anyways, I'm blabbering now, but so that's the reason why I had to really just shut off Project BIB, put aside the pain that I was feeling when I saw my dad with my own eyes not even recognize his baby girl. I had to get that strength somehow appear in me and have about 5 interviews, run some technical tests, study for those tests, and ace it and get the job. So it wasn't until a week ago, actually last weekend, so Super Bowl weekend, where Jason was in Ottawa visiting some friends, and I was cleaning the condo, and I opened up the laptop, I opened up my Gmail, my Project BIB Gmail account, and I saw hundreds of emails and hundreds of videos that I watched, and I didn't comment, but I am almost up to date in all of your video girls. What I'm gonna do is the last video that you guys have posted, I'm gonna start sending all of my love and support. So thank you to all of those women that sent out concerned messages of how I was. Like I said, I didn't get those messages until last weekend, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for checking in on me. Like I said, there were some great parts to 2012, the holiday season, and there were some really sad parts. But I'm back, and I'm ready to give it all on Project BIB. I'm ready for a whole new year, and I'm ready, most importantly, to give you girls, couples, guys, whoever's struggling with family planning, all of the support and love that we all deserve. And most importantly, to all of those women who are going to be moms this year. So bear with me, please have patience with me, and I will be sending you all my love soon. So that's how the holiday seasons was. Oh, and sorry, there's another sad part to kind of the new year. Jason ended up having a huge falling out with his family. It's a very long story, but I think when Jason was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome and us being going through infertility issues, it's been very hard for his parents, his family, his whole immediate family to really understand what we've been going through, because we have a lot on our plate. And when, so it just came to a point where Jason just had to, he wasn't getting the support that he deserves from his family, so you kind of just have to step back and just have to concentrate on yourself. So that was really, really sad. So that's why this community, the support group that we attend in the flesh here in our city, all of our great friends, and the few family members that we have left, we are so blessed to have you guys in our life. And I'm not sure if you girls can write a comment about family support, or if you guys have been diagnosed with an illness and how your family has dealt with it, if they've kind of just shied away and hid in a corner and just because they can't deal with it, or if they've been really supportive. I would really like to hear your own accounts of how you guys are dealing with support within your family, given the circumstances that we're in, dealing with infertility. So that was really, really sad, but it's something that Jason had to do. And we may not have a lot of family members who are able to support us, but we have been very proactive in getting the support from other groups, good friends, support groups in the city, and of course the support on YouTube. So thank you all. So I guess you guys are wondering, oh my God, where is Chiara at? Where's Chiara and Jason at in their TTC journey? Well, there's really nothing new, guys, to report on our end. I mean, right now, I lie. We actually had our kickoff call with the PGD clinic on January 7th. So we had our kickoff call, and right now the PGD clinic. So just to kind of backtrack, for those who are new to my channel, last year I did 3 rounds of IUIs paired with Clomid. Unfortunately, they were not successful. Given the fact that I have endometriosis stage 4, our next step is IVF. So since we are doing IVF, and Jason suffers from a connective tissue disorder, which is a genetic connective tissue disorder, we have decided to pair IVF with PGD. So that's what I meant by we had our PGD kickoff call on January the 7th. And what I'm going to do is I'm running at about almost 19 minutes. So I'm going to actually do another update to let you guys know how that kickoff call went, and what our next steps are in terms of the next coming months. Right now, there's really nothing new to report because the PGD clinic has to do some stuff on their end before IVF can start. So I'm talking like it's going to take a couple of months for the PGD clinic to do what they have to do, and then once they've done it, then we can start IVF. So I'm going to stay tuned. I'm going to do another video about that. But in the meantime, please have patience with me. I love you girls so much. Guys, couples, whoever's watching my video, I will definitely, if you haven't heard from me, I will definitely do my best to watch your latest update and comment on there. And like I said, to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much. And here we go, guys. Here's a brand new year. And like I said, to health, happiness, and may all of our dreams come true this year. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned as I will update you on our PGD conference call that we had at the beginning of January, and what are our next steps in terms of what's going to be happening in the next couple of months. All right, I think that's it. I hope I'm not leaving out anyone. For anyone who is got their BFPs, congratulations. For any of those who have had unsuccessful rounds of IUIs or IVFs, my thoughts and prayers are with you guys. And For any of you that are new to this channel, welcome, and you are in good hands with this community. All right, bye. Bye for now. Bye.